No testing. Looks like, Steve, it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey, Nut Zipper.
Nut Zipper.
Hey guys,
Hey.
I just talked with Rao. He wanted some update on the community testing of the on the sandbox, and is there a list of community applications programs that can be run over the sandbox? And I showed him the stuff that I have on the RChain community. If you are aware of anything else, please feel free to add. I will put in the so basically under useful links, example applications, and in the end one repo with experiments and uncategorized. Yeah, so do we have anything on agenda today?
Mine was, was going to do some testing. I guess first I was going to see what the issue was with me not being able to propose on test on robot.net. And then perhaps connecting rnode Bob to the sandbox. So that was.
Have anyone tried bonding to the testnet?
Well, you can't bond to the testnet. You mean the sandbox?
Yeah. You can bond. How does sandbox differ from the testnet in this sense? If you cannot bond to testnet, you cannot bond to
sandbox. You get to have private keys for.
You can be a Genesis validator, but you cannot bond after network start.
Oh.
I'm talking about bonding and unbonding.
Yeah, somebody pointed out that has not been tested.
Yeah, so I was wondering if this is the thing that we can try to do.
Definitely. I mean, you can share your screen, get started on that, and in the meantime, I'll work on the other stuff.
Okay.
But if you can go through the process, I guess we have to see if the documentation is wrong or needs to be updated. I presume it's in the well, public testnet information. But the bonding information isn't. Yep. So we obviously have to get Rev in a faucet somewhere, right? And then once we have some rev, or once we have some rev, then we want to go through the bonding ceremony.
Yeah, so first we need rev.
First, we need rev. Step one. So,
Okay, we can do this with the sandbox. We can do this with the sandbox.
right. Well, we can actually have a band button account. Right. We can have a wallets.txt file that has money in it. Or we can use the faucet, right? And we can use the faucet in testnet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. History. So, okay, let's try to mint some rev. Okay, so.
So what are we doing here?
I'm starting my script that is supposed to be sending. That's supposed to be sending, automating transfer of coins. And the first step of the script is to mint some tokens into a wallet. So I just run it, kill it, and now node 7. There should be a code deployed to the node 7, which should mint some rev. Let's do it one more time. I'm listening for node 0. Oh no. Hi Tomislav. Hi Lamuet.
Hello.
So this is my script, and I start sending some stuff. So we should have a wallet. This wallet with some rev minted. I kill this script. Why don't I see anything? Private key. Tomislav, Ramuet, maybe you guys have something to show till I try to figure out how do we plan bonding testing. We're trying to figure out if bonding is working on the testnet. So I need to first min some refs and then to find out what the process of bonding is.
And process of bonding, are you referring to the old way? Like, is there, my question is there a new way? Or?
I'm not sure, so I try to understand if the old way is working.
Okay, and you are doing this on testnet or?
Yeah, I'm trying to do this in testnet, yes.
Okay.
My question was,
I was not aware that this is working, so yeah.
Yeah, me neither, but people are asking. So Teamworm asked me if he can bond some other guys. So I just decided to, if we don't have anything to do on this session, maybe we can try to bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, the developers say it should work. Nobody's tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I was successfully bond on my local network.
Ah, really?
Yeah, we bonded a long time ago. Not recently, though.
Yeah.
I was playing with RChain, as you suggested, Nazipi. And everything was working fine, right? So I tried to different combinations of deploys and propose, and and eventually I end up to on the error that that propose is another propose is already in progress. And I tried again, and still the same error. So I'm not. Did you experience something similar? Or?
Yeah, on the testnet, on the testnet there were an issue, and I'm not sure that it is present now that proposes are taking a long time for 40 minutes. So Sebastian, the core dev team, was running tests on the sandbox these days to figure out what's causing these long proposes.
I see.
So this should be fixed.
And propose is working, right? Because the code in RChain does the propose, right? So
yeah,
I was expecting, yeah.
Propose is working. It shouldn't work on. You cannot force proposal on testnet. At least if you are, then something changed in the configs. So basically, there are two TCP ports opened by the rnode. One is external, one is internal. So external port should be firewalled, and you shouldn't. Oh, okay. All right. And you shouldn't be able to call this API method to propose.
Yeah, and this port is closed. This PI script should get. I should get an error, right? When I try to.
Yeah, you should just get a timeout.
Yeah. But the script was working fine. So propose. This port was definitely open.
That is interesting, actually. Let's try. Let me let me try.
Because my question is, how do you do this kind of operation if you are not able to propose, right? You get the deploy ID, right, and then later you call to get the balance, right?
Sorry, what's the question? I'm not following.
When you try to get the balance from your wallet,
yes,
right, from your vault, and you need to create a deploy, and then you need to listen on a name, right?
Yes.
So this listening on a name is also operation on gRPC, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So you're creating another deploy, right? When you ask me deploy permit.
Why? Listen for data at name isn't connected to the deploy and propose. It's just in a method gRPC exposed through gRPC as a basic server.
Oh, I see. And then you need the deploy ID of this deploy that you want to get the balance, right?
If you wanted to listen on an unforgeable name, as far as I know, you should have the deploy ID. So you can call the listen for data at name right way. So it will know which specific unforgeable name it should return you value of.
Okay, and this is finalized value that
no
already is propagated to the network, or?
I think that it's not finalized value. It's value listen for data at name fired up when the propose is happening. So when you deploy it, you call listen for data at name, and
then you do propose, right?
At least how I understand this, you should your code will be hanging until the propose happens, and when the propose happens, this method will return you some value. But I tried to do this with the RChain status app of the Joshi, and listen for data at name returned me value momentarily, so very fast. It was not waiting for propose or anything like that. It was at this moment. But I'm not sure that I did everything correctly because it was tied to the fix of RChain API. So there are a lot of things where I think a lot of places where things can be broken, and
Yeah.
They are probably broken. So I was trying to listen on a public name. I'm not sure that listening to a public name works because, as I heard somewhere, public names should be deprecated and only unforgettable names should be working.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't manage to listen on an unforgettable name because it was kind of new stuff for me, and I haven't managed to get into this yet.
Okay. And did you make it to? Did you try to make your own network and create Genesis Vault and everything from start, like from your bootstrap node? And I failed to do this, and also I'd seen Dan's comment. He's also unable to create his own network.
I seen that Dan said that. Dan said that. Let me. Dan said that he was trying to run a standalone node.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to run a standalone node in validator mode. So I was successful in this.
And how did you create Genesis Vault? When I deploy this creation of Genesis Vault, I have invoice block as a response.
When you deploy the creation of when you run on a standalone, I just run it. Rnode as.
But you don't have any weight for you as a validator, so you know I get the error that my weight is 0, and you know this is invoice block.
Okay, when you run
when I'm running a standalone node.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing on robot.net, and I see the problem. I chose an account that wasn't in the bonds.txt.
Yeah, so basically you are first running stuff without validator private key this way. So not just generate wallets.
Yeah, and I'm putting one of these inside my bonds.txt. Yeah.
Yes. Not these keys are already in bonds file. So you just run rnode second time with the validator private key, one of these. So basically,
okay, yeah.
And now you can propose on this rnode. So here it is starting. I will try to.
Maybe this was my mistake. Okay.
So let's rnode. Rnode deploy. Private key doesn't matter. Okay, so we deploy. C deploy. Rnode. Propose. Voila.
Okay. Let's see. No, I'm using the validated private key from the bonds file. Yeah, I'm creating a private key separate call, and then I'm just putting this bonds file in this private key inside the bonds file.
Yeah.
I mean public key. Okay. And you can also create a vault, right? This is just another deploy, right? This is not something different.
Sorry?
If you want to create a Genesis vault, you can easily create Genesis vault. This is like a regular deploy. It should work, right?
The Genesis, right now you can, but this code will be removed really soon, as far as I know.
Oh, so every installation allows creation of Genesis vault, of multiple Genesis vault, just for now.
You mean this code? You mean this code?
Create a Genesis vault. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, there is a method on the channel on the name revolt, and this will be removed soon.
Okay.
Now we can. So basically, I don't think that we will have enough time to try bonding in this session. I will have to run in 10 minutes. If you guys want me to maybe show something, or if you have some requests for these 10 minutes, or we can do something else.
I've got a quick question for the three of you on the call. So later today, we're going to have the DApp developer working group. Do any of you have anything that you want to show during that time? Because you're each working on different projects, and I just wanted to see if you do. I'm trying to figure out how to allocate time. If any of you have anything you want to show.
Not me.
Not you. Okay, Tomislav, you were working on something. Did you have anything you wanted to present?
Yeah, I was talking to Ned, and what I was thinking it's not exactly what Ned was said that it's needed for a wallet. So I will change my application, right? Because I was doing some other stuff that is not important now, like real-time communication. So all of this stuff is not really needed, and I don't want to put it inside the wallet because this is also something that can have bugs, or and for now we just want the wallet as quick as possible. So
okay,
I'll definitely make some simpler version without all of these things. But
okay.
Just call to the rnode and get to the balance and this kind of stuff. And the focus is more on conversion to revs.
Okay.
So he was talking about how can you find out your private key from the TV. Like this is on my Ether wallet will not give you your private key.
Okay.
So the question is, how can we make this easy for users to get this? So
okay. So you're kind of redirecting into that direction based on your conversation with Ned.
Yeah. I will definitely avoid this my idea of tutorial that we can do it this later, and but for now I will be more focused on just creating the wallet.
Okay.
Because,
all right. Yeah. And Lemuet, you're doing a tremendous job with what you're working on. Did you have anything you wanted to show today or later on in the DApp developer working group?
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
No, nothing particular to show today.
Okay. All right.
I would like to, see briefly what we can do. I mean, I downloaded the Windows version and I ran it. I wasn't sure exactly what I can do with it.
Not much.
Not much, but I guess I wanted to see.
If you're in the, did you join the? Yes, you joined the Discord server of DAPI.
Yes.
And in the general thread, there is a pinned instructions for testing. Did you read it? It is pinned to the thread.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I thought I was up to date. Maybe not. I just installed the app and ran it, and
Okay.
It would be nice to see what's up.
Basically,
What someone else, which I guess you showed us already, it working, but I don't know. I just thought it would,
the basic test.
seeing someone else using it would help me understand what.
The basic test is to drop any index.html file and deploy it and see if it loads in the browser. If it loads, it means that the RChain transaction went through, and that
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd like to see someone else do.
I don't know how many people download it.
I can definitely try it and put the wallet directly there.
Now, I don't know if we can help me. I'm probably doing something stupid here before we go over there. Okay, I have a node running on robot.net, and I deployed and I proposed, and I get invalid slashable block. Okay, and if I so I verified that I'm using that key. So so this is the public key.
You shouldn't do the deploy. Actually, the private key in the rnode deploy command can be any key. Any key.
Right.
It shouldn't be in the genesis.
Yeah, I just made it the same key.
But are you sure that your rnode started with this private key?
Yeah.
Can you show a run command of the rnode that you are deploying to?
There's a start command. What? You got grep. So the private key that we're using is that same private key.
Can you show the full start sh?
That's private key we put in there. And just to be complete, let me just make sure again that it's in the bonds file. So it's public key. And it's in the bonds.txt with a weight of 3. So if I look at the
Nadzipper, you successfully deployed on your local standalone node, but can you propose it?
Yeah, I proposed.
You proposed? Okay.
Yes.
I get invalid as special block.
Let me share my screen one more time. Jim, could you stop sharing and I will share? Okay. So this is my rnode. I started. I deploy. And I propose.
And right, you can use any private key for the deploy, right?
Yes. Here, this is just a private key which will pay for the deploy.
Not sure what I'm doing wrong. Oh, I'll try.
Can you share a screen?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
I can't deploy on I can't propose on a standalone system for some reason. Still not working.
Yeah. I cannot propose. So I successfully deployed, but I cannot propose. I have this boot node as part of my Docker compose. And I have this private key set, which is in bonds file. I don't need anything else, right? And this is version 12, right?
Could you remove the rnode folder and make a fresh restart?
Yeah, I'm doing this with this clean command. And I can bond the bootstrap with this key. This is now in bonds file inside my boot Genesis bonds file.
This should be a public key here or not?
Yeah, and
it doesn't look like a public key.
it should be, it's scripted. So, but I'm wondering, am I using the correct private key? So, yeah, I have this environment file where I have defined a public and private key for my boot node. Where it is, it's here. So this is the key. This is the public key that is copied to bonds file.
This is a public key.
Yeah.
Did you move to the SCCP 256 key one crypto algo, or maybe this is old stuff?
Oh, this is old stuff. Okay. Okay. So this is changed, right? I need to generate public. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks. This is
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool that we figured out. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
I have to run.
Yes.
Bye bye. I have to run.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Mhm.
Have a
See
great
ya.
day.
So that doesn't answer why it's failing on robot.net. I mean, it starts. It found approved block. It doesn't say anywhere Casper started. Well, there's Casper making a transaction to running state. That's usually pretty good. Okay, and then I deploy some code. Ignoring block because creator has 0 weight. So what's this 0425 is my public key, right? Oh, 47E. Wait. This is my public key. Not 0425. So where, what did I do wrong here? I start the node with my private key.
I think you have to. Where did you find this private key?
Well, the private key is in the private key is in the
I think you should pick one of the
private key is in the Genesis.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So this should be okay. Let me show my command.
You want to share your screen? I wonder where it gets this number from. block creator 0425. That's not the public key.
What else can it be if it's not a public key?
Well, I don't know where you got that number. I mean, our public key is 047E.
This is private key. No,
That's public key.
but it's pretty.
Private key is here. And public key is the name of the file.
Okay.
So I give the private key, and then I do a so just for the heck of it, I deployed with the same private key. See if that fixed anything. It didn't. This gives an invalid, unflashable block. And here it comes up with a bogus block creator. I'm wondering where that bogus, there must be some bogus configuration somewhere. Let me just search for this. Dash recursive. This string. And got that. Got rnode. The only place that exists is in the log. So how could it come up with a bogus block creator? And then it says something like this scores map is. Anybody know what that is?
That one I don't know. I'm not from.
Scores map 15.
He said something that is part of the estimator. So
Well, that's
maybe this is like a scoring of this block.
So that's the we got the approved block. Doesn't tell us what it is. I have no clue what's wrong.
When I had this zero weight error, it was due to to a wrong private key on the run command. But if you have chosen a private key from the Genesis folder, this should not happen.
All right.
So this is all I know.
You have the bonds.txt file that's generated. It has a weight of 3 for that key, public key. But it seems like the problem is it comes up with this other block creator number here, which I don't know where it came from. I guess that could be related to the Genesis block or something. I don't know where that number comes from. But they're saying that's the block creator. I'm just thinking, wondering if there's somewhere else on this machine.
I had the same problem, and now I'm trying with correct private key, and yeah, I done it. So it's working. So you probably have the wrong private key. Because I had a very similar situation, and yeah, I had the wrong private key. I had the old version. It's not 0%.
You can propose.
Yeah, I can propose. Yeah,
that's bizarre.
I can try create a Genesis vault, and I can do it here. Okay.
I'm just having the same error currently on, but I'm on 9.11, but I have the same error when I run the rnode run command. I changed a letter in the private key, so now the private key is the wrong one. And when I propose, I've got this 0 weight error, the same as you. So I guess it's a private key issue. When I launch my rnode, I don't know what you do in what order, but what I do is I remove the .rnode folder, I run it as a standalone, then it creates the .sk files in Genesis, then I kill the rnode, and then I relaunch it with a private key that has just been created. That's how I do it. So it's a two times operation. Because when you launch it at first, you have no private key because the bonds file has not been created yet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So guess I could do it again.
But there is also a command on rnode that you can generate this public private keys, right? It was before, right? I mean, it's created in some version. Do you know Laminate?
Sorry?
There is a command on rnode to create these public private keys, right?
I don't know about it.
You can do key gen and generate a pair, but they're not, in the bonds or wallet file. And
I remember.
it's pretty hard to get. I mean, we had to play with it on Saturday to get the information out of it. Let's see. So, I don't know what the thing was doing wrong there, but I was just start. You know, we checked everything out. It's in the bonds.txt. It's one of the 5 addresses that were created, and it looks about the same, although I'm not sure. I saw this. So if we, oops. For some reason, it messes up my terminal setting. I have to do a reset after I started it. Control C on the thing. So we deploy. And duplicate. And it still doesn't work.
Okay, can we check?
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it now. We're almost out of time. The I mean, we can start over. What was the other thing? Go if there was something else.
Lamonet, where is the link for your Discord server? This invite. I've seen it somewhere, but
The Discord server of DAPI?
yeah.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Hop. I posted it on the chat.
Okay. Cool. I mean,
Are you working on Windows or Ubuntu?
yeah, Ubuntu.
Okay.
Yeah, I will successfully create a wallet and vault, Genesis vault, and the script from RChain. So it's working everything. So it's,
Jim, I'm sorry you're having issues, but hopefully we'll get it figured out. In any case, I'm going to head on out, everybody. So have a good day.
You too. See you. Jim, do you want another check that we can try?
I think I may have it. Looks like my start script was screwed up.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Lamonet, how do you check listen on a name? Are you doing this in intervals and trying to get the value, or you have some time that you wait and then you try to get the result, and then if you find something, you have it? And what did you do when you don't find the value in this name? For example, when propose is still in progress.
Are you asking a question to me or to Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep, it's for now, when you deploy something with the API, there is a, it's 2 seconds, 4, 10, 20, and then 1 minute and 2 minutes, I think. So there is 5 checkpoints. So yes, it's if the proposed time is superior to 2 minutes, you won't have the pop-up telling you that the data is recorded on the blockchain.
I see. Yeah, you must wait this propose. Right?
Yes, because of course the client cannot trigger a propose.
Yeah.
But what I did is that on the server side, the node JS application that runs, it does a propose every 30 seconds, I think. So no, even every 10 seconds, I think, on the sandbox test network. So no problem, it works.
Yeah, you have this like a back off to check the name.
Yep, there is a proxy Node.js server between the rnode gRPC interface and the client that is an Electron application.
Yeah, you have the full node. I'm thinking on the same thing for the wallet, when you can deploy and listen to names. So this is probably very similar for each of these applications. So I was just thinking that maybe it would be useful to for RChain to run this kind of proxy that we all can use directly from HTTP.
Yep.
Now you need some kind of server code that transfers this gRPC.
Yes, but I could reach directly the rnode in my case because it's an Electron application, so there is a Node.js process. So yeah. I could do it through gRPC and not HTTP. But the point is that I need to have a server Node.js application. So I don't need absolutely to be able to reach directly the rnode from the client. Yeah, but maybe I'll do it because I think gRPC is a bit faster and lighter than HTTP, right?
Yeah, but you know, when you're communicating now with rnode, this difference is totally like insignificant in time of that node processing your request. Right?
Okay. Yeah, because you know, with the API you might have like 10 calls to 10 endpoints simultaneously. So I guess I'll have some you know some issue with performances very soon.
Yeah, but mostly you wait on rnodes to process your request. This is the biggest,
Okay, yes.
the slowest thing. But you know, I'm thinking just that for start, you don't have all the tools for gRPC. So, you know, with HTTP, a lot of developers already have some experience, right? And they can trace all of the requests, and you know, you have tools to inspect. And when you start with gRPC, you're not familiar with all of the tools, and there is no tools available. So in that sense, it's more difficult to, you know, for someone.
I agree. gRPC, I think it's very cool because it can, you know, generate SDKs for 10 plus languages. This is the main point. But for basic debugging in the browser, it's not that easy. And of course, right now, gRPC is not available in browsers. So people have to deploy some kind of proxy server applications. So it means that lightweight clients or browsers cannot directly interface with rnode. This is I think this is a problem.
Yeah.
And it's still quite complicated to manage, you know, proto files and stuff. Lots of people don't know how to work with them. So.
Yeah. And I'm thinking on one side, it's very nice, right? The idea of you're defining your proto files with all of the types, right? But you know, when you working with proto files that that are changing, right? Like for rnode, you really don't care about the types, right? If you're sending some data with JSON, right? Because in your toolkit, right, you want to have this interface just with JSON, right? You're creating your deploy as a JSON object, right? And this is very nice, right? And when you have another property, you really don't care about proto file, right? You just want to add this property to your TypeScript, right? And your JavaScript, this object, and you just want to send this another property. You don't care about generating proto files because you're working with JSON object. And now you need to generate all these things, and you know, the question is why? If you don't care about this, because you have definition in TypeScript, right? You want to be able to just change your code without changing your API, right? Because you don't care about proto files. So this is something that, you know, it can be confusing, right? You need exactly the version of API just to
but I guess it would be there would be no problem if you know, if the RChain team was shipping SDKs for every languages every time rnode got updated, but it's a lot of work, so they are not doing it. But if you have an SDK for the 9.12 version, you just have to upgrade your node module, and then it works. But right now we have to copy the proto files and regenerate code.
Yeah, I was thinking that you know, if we can do this dynamically, right? If you specify your TypeScript or plain JavaScript, we can detect what is string, what is the number, right? And we can just generate this proto file without caring about the real proto file. We can just, you know, add new property and everything will work. Right? This is what I'm thinking. So we can have like one API version which will work for any future version if you just have new properties, right, without any bigger change. So.
Yep.
And in your toolkit, right, you wrote this TypeScript definition manually, right?
What are you looking at right now?
I was looking at toolkit.
Okay, RChain toolkit. Yes.
Yeah, that you publish on RChain community group, right, on GitHub.
Yep.
So in RChain, and I think that your repository, your API, it's much simpler and easy to use than RChain API. But you have these TypeScript definitions written manually, and they can also be generated with this gRPC tool.
Yep, I wrote them a bit rapidly, you know, just to have basic types. So I don't know how it works and how you generate them, but yes, I should definitely have done it with generation tools. Is it Protobuf.js that does?
So I didn't generate it myself. I was just I just started the make file in the RChain API. I didn't exactly look what tool is doing this generation, but it's part of the generation of JavaScript file. These TypeScript files are also generated, I think. So, and I was just comparing to your TypeScript to your files, and I think it's very similar. Maybe we can just put it in and everything will work. So.
Yes, probably. And just have a look.
So I'm thinking that I can. I will use your toolkit to connect because it's working and it's easier to use.
Hopefully, we can come up with something that runs in the browser at some point.
Well, gRPC will not run in the browser, right? Before browser support, native support.
So native support of
For gRPC, yeah.
an alternative. So our node should support an alternative, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Or we need
Maybe not inside rnode. Maybe as a separate thing that you can just plug it in with your validator and say, okay, I have gRPC, but I also have this other proxy that works together, right? And you can expose it on one port and say, okay, you can communicate with it.
Yeah, I keep coming back to, we ultimately want a user agent anyway, a proxy, so we can. Now we need it because of the gRPC, but might as well have it anyway.
Yeah.
Pain in the butt.
Yeah.
But that, yeah. All right, I'm going to take off.
Okay.
See you later.
See you.